I hope you've had a really good day so far. My name is Oinla Sale, and this is a Tax Talk. Here we help you learn the ropes on various relevant topics within the Lagos State space as it relates to tax administration. The major objective is to arm Lagos State residents with the knowledge needed to navigate the tax space. We have several segments lined up for you, the first of which is the business news. Please stay with us.
This is business news. The Executive Secretary of the Joint Tax Board, Mr. Olusegun Adesokun, has reaffirmed the board's unwavering commitment to fortify its relationship with the Lagos State Internal Revenue Service. Mr. Adesokun made this known when he recently conducted a familiarization visit to the LIRS head office in Ikeja, Lagos, to harness insight for mutual development and amplify revenue generation effort. Emphasizing the importance of enhancing collaboration between JTB and the LIRS, he noted that efforts are being made not only to facilitate knowledge sharing, but also to bolster sustainable revenue streams crucial for the growth and prosperity of Lagos State. The Executive Secretary of JTB announced that the Lagos State Internal Revenue Service stands to significantly benefit from its recent strategic partnerships with the federal agencies including the Customs Service, FIRS, NIMC, and others. These collaborations facilitate data mining and collection, empowering the agency to enhance tax administration and accurately profile taxpayers. In further remarks, acknowledging Lagos State's leading role in revenue generation within Nigeria, Adesokun extended an invitation to the state governor, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, to become an ambassador of the Joint Tax Board. This role, he said, will involve advocating for the professionalization of tax authorities at the subnational level nationwide. Mr. Ayodele Subaya, the executive chairman of LIRS, while expressing gratitude for the visit, acknowledged Adesokun's transformative efforts within the JTB. He commended the initiatives undertaken by JTB to streamline tax administration processes and foster efficiency. He expressed his delight at this being the inaugural official visit of any JTB executive secretary to the LIRS. Mr. Ayodele Subaya noted that despite Adesokun's relatively being new in the office, he has accomplished significant strides in revitalizing the JTB, positioning it at the forefront of tax administration in record time. The Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Mr. Wale Edo, says the federal government intends to reduce the cost of tax expenditures and ensure that tax incentives have a positive impact on the economy. Mr. Edo said this while discussing the recent approval of incorporating an incentive monitoring and evaluation platform into the existing import duty exemption certificate process. The minister stated that the IDEC automation implemented since March 1, 2020, serves as a fiscal incentive orchestrated by the federal government through the Ministry of Finance. The initiative aims to stimulate various sectors of the economy by granting exemptions from import duties and other statutory custom charges to essential stakeholders. He said the initiative aims to furnish the Federal Ministry of Finance with a robust automated tool, enhancing the efficacy of monitoring and evaluation processes, as it also enables comprehensive measures of the impact of custom duty exemptions issued by the ministry to the government entities, companies, non-government organizations, and international organizations. And that's it on Business News.
Have you make a start shortlist business? They give them 150K to my friends. Let's do this. Taxes? I didn't even think about this. So I'll have to pay tax to build a house in Lagos. Maybe I should take a remote job. That way, I can avoid taxes. But wait, bloggers and content creators pay taxes too. So tax officials in Lagos monitor digital space for tax payment. Wait, why don't I start importing and exporting of phones and gadgets? Bro, how far now?
Femo, how far?
Bro, I won't join the business where they do.
Oh, smart. You just need money. I hope you have your tax clearance certificate.
Tax? Are you kidding me?
Without it, shishi you no fit do, you have to visit the nearest tax office.
I can't believe it. There's no way out of this. I have to face my tax obligations if I want to start a life in Lagos.
Dear Lagosians, your taxes enable the government to invest in education, healthcare, security, housing, and many more. By continuing to pay your taxes, you are investing in a brighter future for all. This message is brought to you by the Lagos State Internal Revenue Service, LIRS.
Welcome back. Let's move straight into our next segment on the lineup. We call it Corporate Talk. We sit down with an expert and discuss a particular area of interest. We have here a council member of the Chartered Institute of Taxation of Nigeria, CITN, and chairman of the annual tax conference, Dr. Yemi Sanni. Our chat focuses on citizens' engagement and tax compliance in Lagos State. You're welcome to the Tax Talk.
Thank you very much.
Could you provide us with insights into the Institute's engagement and ensuring tax compliance that's commendable?
If you look at what the Institute is doing in terms of tax compliance, you look at it in some folds. One, how do you preach this to the people? How do you disseminate this information? Disseminating the information starts from using the members that they control. How do I mean? The Chartered Institute of Taxation of Nigeria is the body that regulates tax practice. So it has members who are licensed tax practitioners. And these tax practitioners, they have what I call clients who are taxpayers. So in order to be able to engage in this engagement, CITN organizes what I call workshops and seminars for its members and non-members. And in this workshop, there are a number of courses that are taken that teaches the taxpayers on the need to be tax compliant, because when you are not compliant, then there are penalties that come with non-compliance. And tax compliance also, it reduces the cost of administration for the tax administrator. So, but for it to happen, there's a need for the taxpayers to see the reason why they need to be compliant. Also, the Institute uses their digital platforms. We know that the world has moved now from paper to online and all that. And the Institute has social media platforms. So what they do is they use this medium to educate, again, the member of the public on the need to comply with the provision of, tax law. And they do a lot of enlightenment. The Institute has what I call district societies. And these district societies cut across different parts of the nation. Now, even in Lagos alone, they have a number of district societies that reach the grassroots bottom taxpayers. So with this, the district societies are able to engage people at that level, ensuring that they preach that gospel of compliance to people at that level.
And in what specific ways do you think citizens' engagement can be enhanced to promote tax compliance in Lagos State?
In a lot of ways. One, tax enlightenment is number one, because a lot of people, they hear about taxes, but they do not know what the provision of the tax law says about this. They do not know what and how to go about that. So there's a need for both the government, the institute, and all the parties involved to enlighten the taxpayers about the fact that this tax is their civic obligation. The government needs to embark on certain infrastructural development in the state, because one, the citizens, the taxpayers want to see what the tax money they're paying, what is being used for. So, and for them to be encouraged to be able to voluntarily pay, because when you're talking about compliance, it goes more into voluntary compliance, So once they see what the tax money is being used for, that is on the infrastructural development in the state, of course, tax compliance is going to be, enhanced. So also, the use of technology is really very, very important because in today's world, the impact of the technology cannot be overemphasized because technology can help to simplify the tax payment process. So that is one area where enhancement can be gotten in line with the question that you asked. Then also when you're talking about engagement, citizen engagement here, the flagship conference, project of the Chartered Institute of Taxation of Nigeria, which is the annual tax conference where we expect to have nothing less than 4,000 people in attendance, is a way and a venue to be able to engage a number of people. And with these, of course, you're able to intimate them of tax obligations and tax enlightenment in that kind of gathering. So those are ways in which that can be enhanced.
With reference to the annual tax conference as one of the strategies for citizens' engagement, what issues are you set to address at the conference?
Okay, thank you for that. If you look at when this new government came into power, their focus is on tax revenue. And they've set machinery in place to be able to achieve that. So that has informed the theme of the conference, which is sustainable tax culture and economic roadmap for nation building. So what are we saying here? If the government has put in place measures to enhance revenue, there is a need for that revenue to be sustainable even till after their tenure, right? So that's what informed that. So with that, we're now going to be looking at the assessment of revenue generation at the subnational level. That is how as it affects the state government, various state governments that we have in the country. We're going to be looking at impact assessment of foreign direct investment, which is going to be coming as a result of the improvement, enhancement in revenue that has been generated. We're going to be looking at the impact of the fiscal policies that have been, embarked on the manufacturing sector of the economy, because we see that the manufacturing sector is a sector where, they have gone comatose somehow because of a lot of policy somersault here and there from the previous government. Now, so we want to see how and assess, the fiscal policy impact on the manufacturing sector. So these are things that you expect to see at this annual conference.
Still on this very important gathering, what is the composition at the tax conference?
The composition of the tax conference, we are expecting people that are members of the institute, non-members. We are expecting tax practitioners, accountants, lawyers, and other people who are interested in the theme and sub-themes of this conference. Also, of course, we'll be seeing some students who will be attending, because we have programs where we are encouraging students from, from secondary school, tertiary institution, on taxes. So it's an avenue for them to be there and be able to see and understand and listen to the facilitators that will be coming and that will be doing justice to the papers that will be presented at the conference.
Our conversation so far has been quite revealing, Dr. Sanni, and I thank you for that.
You're very much welcome.
But right now, we need to go on a quick break. The Tax Talk will be back right after we take this break.
Have you had a hard time with taxes and understanding tax administration in Lagos State and the complex nature of Nigerian tax law? Do you know what agency or tier of government collects the various types of taxes? Have you ever found yourself asking any of these questions? Join us for your favorite program, The Tax Talk, your infotainment program.
The show remains the Tax Talk, and our guest on Corporate Talk is Dr. Yemi Sanni, Chartered Institute of Taxation of Nigeria Council member. Dr. Yemi Sanni is also the chairman of the annual tax conference. We've been talking about citizens' engagement and tax compliance in Lagos State. How do you envision the outcome of this conference contributing to the improvement of tax compliance in Nigeria?
This conference is going to be one of its kind, and it's going to break a number of records because one is going to be a conference that will have the highest gathering of tax professionals in Africa ever. Then with the set of facilitators that will be taking different plenary sessions at the conference. Of course, these are seasoned facilitators. And with the number of participants that are expected and them hearing from people who are directing various affairs as relates to tax matters in the country, I can tell you it's an avenue where they are going to be well educated, and from there, of course, they're going to get to know things that they did not know before, and from there, they're going to have a change of mind on their civic obligation in the aspect of tax compliance in Nigeria, basically.
Dr. Sanni, thanks for the clarification there. But I'm a little curious, what role does the Institute play for the tax authority like the LRS?
The Institute and Lagos State Internal Revenue Service, they have what I call a symbiotic relationship. First of all, the Institute engages on capacity building for staff of the Internal Revenue Service by engaging them in mandatory, professional development programs of the Institute to keep them abreast of the current trends, in the tax law. Also, in terms of advocacy as well, there are areas where probably we've seen that taxpayers are grumbling on issues, and probably we feel Lagos State Internal Revenue Service could handle better. Once we engage them, they look at it, we sit together, fine-tune things, and you see that Lagos State Internal Revenue Service, at all times, they are highly responsive to issues when you bring it, and that has been the kind of relationship. The interests of CITN rest equally everywhere. They are to identify where things are not going on well and bring it up to the government. If it is taxpayers that are being marginalized, it is the responsibility of CITN to let the tax administrator know, right? And if it is the government, whether the federal government on one hand that is, not doing the right thing by virtue of maybe certain things in the tax law that is not okay, it is the responsibility of the CITN to point that out. And if it is the taxpayers that are not doing the right thing, it is the it is the role of CITN to point that out as well. So the Institute maintains a balance amongst all the stakeholders to ensure that things are done the proper way. So it makes it easier for them because, of course, attention is not on one person. Attention is on everybody, understanding everybody's needs and how each other's needs does not contradict what, the other one wants. And with that, they're able to maintain a balance.
Thank you for providing that insight, sir. Lastly, could you please share the details for registration and when and where this conference will be taking place?
Yeah, before I share the details, I need to let you know that that conference is a conference where history is going to be made. And you have to be part of that conference because I expect you to be there because history is going to be made and you don't want to miss
I certainly don't want to miss it.
So also the conference, the mode of the conference is both physical and virtual. We've taken consideration into different people into consideration so that we're able to accommodate everybody. Also, there's discount for students and aged members. Also, we have foreign delegates that will be coming in. What Lagos State Internal Revenue Service has done for us, they've given us all their publicity platforms to publicize the annual tax conference. Also, they are registering, I don't have the exact figure, but a number of their staff to attend the conference. And, we are excited about that partnership that we have with them. The conference is going to be happening at, it starts on the May 13 to 17 in Abuja. Discount, there's discount for hotel for the participant, and there's also discount for flight for those people that will be traveling by air.
Dr. Sanni, thank you for being our resource person on the Tax Talk today.
You're very much welcome.
Amazing.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
The topic has been citizens' engagement and tax compliance in Lagos State. And our guest today was Dr. Yemi Sanni, who is a council member of the Chartered Institute of Taxation of Nigeria, CITN. I hope you took notes. The Tax Talk continues with Tax Did It when we get back from this break. Keep your eyes glued to this space.
Have you make a start shortlist business? They give 150K to my friends. Let's do this. Taxes? I didn't even think about this. So I'll have to pay tax to build a house in Lagos. Maybe I should take a remote job. That way, I can avoid taxes. But wait, bloggers and content creators pay taxes too. So tax officials in Lagos monitor digital space for tax payment. Wait, why don't I start importing and exporting of phones and gadgets? Bro, how far now?
Femo, how far?
Bro, I won't join the business where they do.
Oh, smart. You just need money. I hope you have your tax clearance certificate.
Tax? Are you kidding me?
Without it, shishi, you not fit do. You have to visit the nearest tax office.
I can't believe it. There's no way out of this. I have to face my tax obligations if I want to start a life in Lagos.
Dear Lagosians, your taxes enable the government to invest in education, healthcare, security, housing, and many more. By continuing to pay your taxes, you are investing in a brighter future for all. This message is brought to you by the Lagos State Internal Revenue Service, LIRS.
There are several projects your taxes are deployed to service in Lagos State. As usual, we'll delve into one of such projects here on the Tax Talk with Tax Did It.
Commissioning and handing over these blocks of classrooms, which includes laboratory, staff room, sick bay, principal's office, vice principal's office, 36 toilets, and of course a multi-purpose use court. The court, as you can see, can be for tennis, it can be for badminton. So between those students and the community, if you want us to come and use the land for a senior secondary school, just communicate and we'll get it done, as we have done before. Let me also use this opportunity to assure our students and hardworking and dedicated teachers of our commitment to do more.
We have to do a serious structural test to be sure of the kind of foundation we have to put this building on. When we started, we thought it was going to be a 12 classroom block, but later on, we realized that looking at the investment of a pile foundation here, we need to sweat that investment. And as such, we decided to push it further to 15 classroom block. So right here, we are sitting on, this building is sitting on pile foundation. We have a total of 91 number 600 mm diameter piles founded on 80 meters depth. That is a lot of investment.
The way time flies sometimes is just amazing. Seems like only 5 minutes ago the show started. Alas, we have come to the conclusion for the Tax Talk today. Be sure to tune in next week at the same time on the same station to catch a fresh episode of the Tax Talk. My name is Oinlala Saleh, and this is me signing out. Have a great day.